Protests, riots, and looting. For the first time in my entire life, the whole nation is on the same page about a disgusting act of police brutality, yet we're completely divided about how to protest. Tucker Carlson, the Human Charcuterie Board, denounced the riots and protests, suggesting that Trump should come down harder on the unrest. And then Michael Moore, also known as Drag Rosie O'Donnell, and by drag I mean behind a boat, supported the riots and was glad the evil police precinct was burned down. And my favorite civil rights activist, David Guetta, said,
"So this record is in honor of George Floyd. So shout out to his family."
Wow. Thank you, David Luther King Jr. You know what? I do have a dream that you jump off that building. I mean, pick an accent. You sound like Bruno fuck Borat. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Andrew, it's not the peaceful protesters. Those people are great. People marching with their kids, staying away from my white neighborhood, holding signs, dancing with cops, posting black squares on Instagram. Not that one. The peaceful protests are amazing. I just can't stand for the riots and looting. I hear your point, and we'll get to riots in a second, but let's start with looting. Looting is breaking into stores and stealing the contents, and this is unequivocally wrong. These people are using the riots as a smokescreen in order to personally benefit from this tragedy. They're assaulting people, and it affects small businesses way more. It's selfish. It's fucked up. These protests are for justice, so explain to me how you solve systemic racism with a cheesecake. Also, white people, why the fuck are you looting? I understand we like stealing shit, obviously that's how black people got here, but this is not the time. And don't pretend you're not doing it. A van store got robbed. That's white people's Timberlands. And if anybody got the black and white checkers in a size 13, DM me. Also, influencers, if you're posting pics of yourself pretending to board up stores, you're looting. Sure, we know it's staged. Women can't use a drill, but still, you're enriching yourself off a tragedy. I mean, last week, cops arrested Jake Paul while he exploited black struggle, and I don't mean his rap career. Also, if you're a news outlet that hand selects clips to fit your network's biased narrative, you're looting. And if you're a handsome comedian with a great smile and ears like Dobby, and you're talking about this event, that's not looting. I just can't get on stage because Chinese people keep eating bats. So we agree, the peaceful protests are good. And the looting is bad. Now let's talk about the gray area in between, rioting. Rioting is not peaceful. It is the intentional destruction of property for the sake of sending a message. And by that definition, it seems wrong. I wouldn't want someone smashing my windows, and frankly, I don't want to see cop cars on fire. And I know what you're thinking. Why can't they just protest peacefully? And the answer is, they did. They protested after Terrence Crutcher was killed, but the cops were still acquitted. They protested after Samuel Du Bois was killed, but the case was dismissed. And if you've never heard of those people, it's because their peaceful protests never reached you. So ask yourself, if you exhausted every option of peaceful protest for decades, and the prosecution of police still hasn't changed, what would you do? What options do you have left? How long would you go on being ignored while the people sworn to protect you gun down your neighbors without due process? 1 year? 10 years? 400 years? You complained about your rights being stripped when Corona kept you in your house for a month. But Andrew, the cops kill white people too and they get away with it. And you're okay with that? Police reform doesn't just benefit black people. But Andrew, what about the peaceful Martin Luther King? Look, you can boycott a racist restaurant. You can boycott a racist bus system. How the fuck do you boycott the police? Try it next time you get pulled over. No thanks, officer. Boycotting you guys this month. Black people, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna be incredibly surprising to you and incredibly obvious to white people. I love cops. Obviously not the bad ones, but I don't even know who's bad until I see them on the news. White people love the police so much, we named a band The Police. One of our favorite leisure activities, watching the police do their job. We love cops. We love cops so much, we make our strippers dress like cops. I call them, they arrest me, I get turned on, and then they get undressed and I'm conflicted. I'm happy about the tits, but I'm upset that there's one less cop. Why do you think we call it copping a feel? And of course, white America loves cops. Because they made them. Every interaction I have with the cops is positive. So when white people look at a black victim of police brutality, and the first question they ask is, well, what did he do? In a lot of cases, it's not because they're racist. It's because for a cop to do to us what they did to George Floyd, we would have to do something super fucked up or be dressed like this. I mean, Dylan Roof killed 9 people, and on the way to the jail, the cops bought him Burger King. Here's how fucked up black people's relationship with the cops is. I have no fear of being killed by the cops, and black people describe that as white privilege. Not being killed by the cops isn't a privilege. It's the way it should be. So white people, if the rioting is difficult to understand, that doesn't necessarily make you racist. And you're not stupid, but you fundamentally do not understand black people's relationship with the police. Don't automatically dismiss their concerns. Take the time to listen to them. Try to understand their plight. And black people, if our potato salad is difficult for you to understand, that doesn't necessarily make you racist. And you're not stupid, but you fundamentally do not understand white people's relationship with mayonnaise. Don't automatically dismiss our condiments. Take the time to indulge in the eggy goodness. Try to understand our plate. So what happens next? The media will manipulate this. They'll try to divide us. They'll cherry pick the negative footage to make it seem like a race war. And let me be very clear. This is not a race war. This is a war on racists. When I'm at these protests, you know what I see? I see every race shouting Black Lives Matter. I see Americans refusing to let justice slip away. I see peaceful protesters stopping the destruction. I see good police working with the citizens they're sworn to protect. I see a diverse group of patriots holding corrupt institutions accountable and making sure that no American is denied their inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When I'm at these protests, I see an America I'm proud to be a part of. And when I see George Floyd's daughter smiling, saying, "My daddy changed the world," I see a girl telling the truth.
She did what?
That changed the world.
Yo, what's good, YouTubes? This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP, that is the Everyday City Carry podcast, Cat Hair on the Brim. That was pretty heavy yet very comedic stuff, which is the kind of things that I'm into. That was comedian Andrew Schultz. Check him out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. He's on all of it, just like your boy here, even though I'm not a comedian. I just pretend to be one on YouTube on this show. Look, that basically sums up all my feelings. You know, I'm in support of BLM and all that stuff, you know, the movement and everything. And that video, I always feel like this with what's going on right now. Other people say it better than me because I am not educated enough to state my opinion. So what I've been doing is just retweeting and resharing other people's already great videos to promote the message that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said this in my previous podcast, you know, I was raised in an Asian family, man. Asians mind their own business so that maybe white people would leave you alone, and we're killing it right now in America. Asians are doing great. You know what I'm saying? Doing so great that Harvard had to put a cap on how many Asians could be in Harvard. You know what I'm saying? Because we have that immigrant mentality of work as hard as you can to outwork everyone else, you know? But we keep to decide. And yeah, that video, you know, I wanted to share it. It made me laugh. It had really good points in it and a very good message at the end. I really like Andrew Schultz. And I hope you guys like that video too, man. I hope you guys are all doing well. It is Thursday for me right now. And you guys might not know that it's super hot in this room, yo. It is so hot in this room right now. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I don't think I've ever done podcasts in the summer, have I? I don't think so. Have I ever done podcasts in the summer? I don't know. It is very hot in this room though, and I just wanted to address that because I'm sweating balls right now, sweating bullets. I wonder why people say that. What does that mean? I guess balls are sweaty. One of the things that I want to report here is, dude, my tablet, you know, I don't know if you guys see it here. It's like about to explode. So the great audio work that you guys enjoy every week is reliant on this 10-year-old machine. And I noticed the other day that the gap between the screen and the back panel is like lifting, like the glue, it's just lifting, man. It's just undoing itself. And yeah, I'm probably gonna have to buy a laptop or a computer or something like that so I can get, you know, keep doing this, man. I can't miss a week now. I've never missed a week with podcasting. Can't do it now, dude. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So things are going to be much tighter around here. I'm tightening my belt if you guys don't see that. But you guys are probably like, but Ray, you don't buy any knives. You just do Apex Pass Round Group. I might though. But yeah, man, I gotta, put all my money that I've been saving towards probably a new device, which kind of sucks, man. Another thing I did was I did a review, man. I did a Ferrum Forge exec review. Shout out to Mild Mannered EDC who loaned that to me. I gotta send that back to you. I gotta send a bunch of knives again this week. Yeah, it felt good to do a review. The what's dope about it, what's whack about it, or if you should forget about it routine. I think that the people that have been with the channel for a while actually missed that, and so have I, man. And I added this intro in the beginning, which the diehard people of this channel really like. That was inspired by Backpack B. Shout out to the homie Backpack B. If you haven't watched his BRS review, I forgot what the knife was. I'll probably link that in the description and maybe show a little bit of something here. That is like a really good review, and that inspired me, man. I went into my editing app and I was like, let me make an intro like that. And it's a little bit more difficult to do it on a phone. I still did all that on the phone. It's harder to manipulate the font. You actually can't manipulate the font. I got to figure out something else, because the next one, and let's talk about knives here for a second, is I'm reviewing this guy, the TRM Neutron, full of tape and cat hair. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Atom when I pulled it out on the podcast. And I'm not talking about my ding. Yeah, but I'm going to do a review on this because I actually really enjoy this knife. Uh-oh, dudes. Look at that. My camera just did the non-face tracking thing because I blocked my face with a knife. Yeah, but I am going to do a review of this, the TRM Neutron 20 CV blade, multiple scale options, very slim, perfect EDC for someone like me, small fishpaw hands, living in the city. A lot of those were dry, and I wasn't trying to. So keep an eye out for that. I'll probably work on that on Sunday. Let's check out some other knives that I have on here. I have got, check this out. This is the Benchmade 940-2. First 940 that I've ever checked out. I think it is so ugly, but I'm glad that Lefty EDC sent this to me. That is to send it to me, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've been carrying it, sort of just squirreling it away in my pocket, not, just using it at the shop or whatever, because the blade is a little long. And I can see why people love it. I can see why people love this thing. So I'm probably going to do a little thing on that. What else do we have on the table? We Knife 704X. Coolest looking pocket clip in the game. The We Knife game so far that I know of. I really like how this is done. A little bit too long for my taste, but I'm glad that I got to check it out. I think I'm going to give this one away on the channel, man. I think I will. I know that I said I was going to do a giveaway, but I'm working now, guys, and I'm trying to make do with the time. I record all my videos before I go to work, podcast. This is podcasting right before work, dude. It is 9:41 right now, and I got to get out of here in about an hour. So yeah, just a little change in the schedule. Checking the face tracking. And the next knife we got on board here is the CVV Plethoros. Man, I got mad cat hair on the table, dude. This is with the golden sandalwood scales that look absolutely amazing, except the raised pattern of the wood, which is the same pattern on the G10 and carbon fiber overlay. Do not like that. Still great action. Damascus blade. Good on you, CVV. But next time, just keep the wood scales flat. I'm thinking that's probably a shortcut, because maybe they got a machine and you just put in the, whatever it's called, the CAD, to just cut it. I think that's why it has the same thing. It was a shortcut, to keep the costs low. Let's see. Cantep Knives Mini Cryo. Absolutely love this thing. The only thing I don't like about it, honestly, is I don't dig the Concept logo that much, and I don't like the branding. I think if they just took off the S35 and the mini cryo at the blade here, I would love it much more. This is another one that I would just, another titanium frame lock folder that is absolutely perfect for me. Also, I don't like that the barrel spacers are not blue, and this screw on the lock bar is not blue. I don't like that. It should all be blue. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I hope I win that. I think if they're raffling that in the Apex Pass Round group, I hope that I win that, yo. And I'll probably send it out to someone that watches the channel or follows the Instagram to get worked on, you know? That's always... I'm always open to that, to having people work on my stuff that I've already reviewed or something. I'm always open to that, man. I like bringing people on the podcast and my channel, even though I'm not that big, you know. I like helping people out because it was very hard for me in the beginning, and you know, I have the sort of platform to do it. You know, people tune into this show every week, and if it's going to give somebody 30, 40, 50 subs extra, it's always, you know, good to get help, right? This is like the best letter opener on earth, probably. And Mark, I'm sorry, man. Thanks for supporting, but I am going to de-assist this. I just haven't been able to do it. If you guys hear noise outside, I do have two giant rag dolls, you know, 12, 13 pounds each, just playing outside. If you hear toys or anything. But yeah, this is one of my favorite sort of budget, like kind of throwaway knives. Like, you don't care if it gets fucked up or not. And Mark sent this one to me, so thank you so much for that, man. That is the knives that I have on deck right now. So I went back to work. I've been back at work, and when the protests and riots, like, and the looting and all that stuff first started, it was the energy in the train was really weird, man. It was weird. It was very, very weird. There were a lot of protesters on the train. It was very high energy, people getting each other's faces. You know, there's a lot of racial talk and stuff like that. And, you know, Asians, you know, especially the ones that were raised like me, that kind of just stay in the corner and, like, if you have to do something, wait for your moment to strike. You know what I mean? That's how I was raised, dude. And, yeah, I was very uncomfortable. Which for good reason, man. I'm not saying that people protesting shouldn't do what they need to do. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But yeah, things have definitely changed this week. It's quieter. People are kind of, you know, it's definitely changed, man. People are helping each other a little bit more, and that's what I notice. Even with the people coming in my shop. There's a lot of respect and stuff. I remember these protesters. It was one of our regulars actually was going to protest, and I was like, she was like, "Oh man, I need to use the bathroom," and I'm like, "We don't usually let people do that." And I was like, "Have you guys been here before?" She's like, "Yeah, we always come here." And I was like, "Don't tell anyone." And then, you know, I let them use the bathroom and stuff. So, oh man, but yeah, things are definitely seem to be going back to normal. That is just my take on what's going on right now. And let us see. What else should we do? I think we should go to Knife News. I've got a lot of material for this episode. I actually did some work, man. I took basically all day yesterday to put all the videos in a folder and all this crazy stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's check Knife News right now, which I already have open. So prepped, dude. You know what I'm saying? All right, so oh, they have a new giveaway on Knife News right now. It says the ultimate knife giveaway sponsored by Knives Ship Free. I don't know why I changed my accent there. So my family's texting me right now. Enter your name below for a chance to win a free zero tolerance 0235. Interesting. Okay. So at the very top of the page of knifenews.com, today's news for knife people. That's what it says on the banner. Terrain 365 Mako Flipper heads for open waters. Ooh. Terrain 365 is releasing their first ever flipper knife today, called the Mako. That's a shark, right? The new knife will be keying into one of Terrain 365's original themes with a completely rust-proof construction. That's kind of cool. And the picture that I'm looking at right now is the very striking grayed out, I guess this is a titanium frame lock flipper Mako on some rocks at the beach here. So, of course, I'm just going to skim through the article. You guys can read it yourselves. I'm going to give you the specs. And you're looking at, let's see, like the Alpha, the Mako has a harpoon-style blade here on this folding knife. However, the length has been understandably reduced and measures 3.125 inches long. Ooh, okay. Does it say what it is? We have seen folding knives from Terrain 365 before now, but the Mako is making waves as a first flipper knife from the young company. Oh, so I guess, I guess they usually do thumb studs, right? The Mako has ceramic ball bearing pivot and detent to ensure smooth, reliable, and fast action. We all like smooth, reliable, fast action, right? I don't know why my mouth is like not working today. And let's see, knife maker Michael Vagnino is a key part of the Terrain 365 team alongside company founder Patrick Ma. Cool dudes. What about the blade steel though? I don't see anything. It says the Mako is ready for the water with a 100% rust-proof construction. The blade steel is the company's proprietary cobalt alloy. Ooh, Terravantium. What is that? If you guys know what that is, please hit me up in the comments. While all the internal and external components, right down to the bronze bearing raised for the pivot, are made from rust-immune materials. Whoa, that's kind of crazy. That's interesting, man. I've never heard of anything like that. The Mako is going live on Terrain 365's site later today. So this was yesterday, I think. Today is the 11th. Yeah, so it was yesterday at 12 p.m. So let's read another one. Benchmade adds another new knife in the form of the 85 Balisong. Interesting. Yet another Benchmade is on its way, it seems. Hot on the heels of the Meat Crafter debut, today the company unveiled a brand new Balisong, the 85 Billet T Balisong. Billet T Balisong. How do you spell it? Billet? The 85 follows in the steps of the 87, the first Benchmade Bali with handles, each made from a single billet of titanium. That knife was a part of the class of 2017 and had a massive 4.5-inch Wharncliffe blade. The 85 is not nearly as big. The blade is 4.4 inches. Okay. It's S45V and blade steel. They just released the Meat Crafter with the first Benchmade knife to be made from S45V and blade steel, but here they're back to their tried and true S30V. Okay. The weight, let's see. The weight is 5.29 ounces. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm not, I'm kind of not, I can't have Balis. I follow this TikTok kid who does like all these Balisong tricks with a trainer, and I'm like, fuck, could I get into that? But I'm like, damn, do I even have time to get into that, yo? Running this channel, it's crazy. I talk all this like, yeah, I'm posting everywhere, and I am. Man, it's insane the amount of stuff, because on A-List CBD I'm posting 3 times a day on Instagram. On my own Instagram I'm posting 3 times a day. I post multiple stories a day. I try to do at least 1 or 2 TikToks a day, even if it's just with my cats, because that's kind of growing too. And then I try to do a couple of tweets. I retweet a lot of this stuff about the, like I said earlier, the stuff that's the videos that have the message that I agree with about the protests and the riots and stuff like that. I retweet them on my Twitter, but I also do original content on my Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I do a thing called daily knife content, and I talk about the knives I have on my table. I make 7 videos a week, 1 video per day. And, just quick rundown to try to educate the people on my Twitter. Like, look, we need, we like new people to get into the hobby, right? And I'm doing my part by doing it on Twitter. Do I get a lot of views? Sometimes I get hundreds. Sometimes I get like 12. Do I get a lot of likes? Sometimes I do. retweet. Sometimes I do. You know, I have some close friends on there that do it, and sometimes I don't. But then, you know, if I reach that one person, that's cool, right? So I'm not doing this to get recognition or whatever, you know. It'd be great if this was my job, because I love doing it, running a channel and making content and stuff. That's my favorite thing to do, I think. But yeah, also I think if I post every day on Twitter for like 5 years and I use the hashtag everydaycarry, I will be the biggest everyday carry video content person, because no one is doing shit on Twitter, man, in the EDC community. I think there's a lot of pictures and stuff, but no one's actually like talking and making videos like what I'm doing. But anyway, let's get back to the knife news right now. Let's see what else I want to check out here. I don't want to do the fixed blade. It is a Benchmade though. Oh, you know what? Benchmade drops new Meat Crafter fixed blade. Benchmade is keeping up its string of surprise releases with the debut of the 15500-1 Meat Crafter fixed blade. With a name like Meat Crafter, it's not hard to grok the 15500-1's intended role. You know, I wanted to look at this. I'm not into fixed blades that much, but I know that Meat Eater, Steven Ranella, like posted about this knife, I think. And you guys know I love the show Meat Eater. I like absolutely love that show. It's one of my favorite shows. I've never gone hunting in my entire life. I've eaten wild game. I want to try it. The Pursuit, you know. And yeah, I watched that show, man, to live vicariously through Steve Ranella. You should watch it if you're into bushcrafting and kind of like wild game stuff. He like hunts, you know, for the whole episode, and then he cooks because he like knows how to cook wild game really well. And I saw him post about this. Let's take a look at some specs here. So it's S45V and blade steel, and you got G10. Let's see. Benchmade created a reverse bolster look here with a smaller section of ivory G10 capping the back end of the knife, paired to a larger section of black and gray G10. The materials have been fully contoured, and of course Meat Crafter is a full tang knife. A fitted Kydex sheath is included for carry. That's so cool, dude. It's cool because Steven Ranella likes it. Let's look at this one. Ray Laconico and Sanford Owens MBK brand readies the first in-house design. This is Big Red EDC is one of his favorite designers, is Ray Laconico. Probably his favorite. Monterey Bay Knives, the production knife company started by custom makers Ray Laconico and Sanford Owen, is hard at work on the Old Guard, the first knife designed and exclusively for MBK itself. Monterey Knives is started by Ray Laconico? Oh shit. The Old Guard is all about simplicity from tip to tail. The knife aims to fill a classic utilitarian EDC role. Hey, Knifenews, get a editor. We wanted something really functional that will perform well in whatever you need to cut, Laconico explains. Our idea or topic when we started was simple. Sorry about that. Family's messaging me. And timeless design with thumb studs and washers. The flat ground drop point blade measures 3.5 inches in length, which gives it flexibility to handle a wide swath of reasonable folding knife cutting chores without pushing it too far into more specialized chores with exaggerated dimensions. The the blade is M390, which Monterey Bay Knives does a lot of stuff like that. I've had some pretty good experiences with MBK, man. I think I've had some Instagram dialogue with them, and they were very nice. They showed me some designs, and I was like, holy shit. 3.5 inch blade length, and let's see what the handle material is. Did they talk about it? Oh, okay. Well, the front scale users, like virtually all titanium frame locks today, the Old Guard has a steel interface insert, and for the front scale users, we'll have a choice between micarta or carbon fiber. Ooh, that's interesting. Pretty dope. So this is a little bit of backstory on Monterey Bay Knives. Monterey Bay Knives was started in 2017. While the Old Guard is the first knife designed together by the in-house team, it is not MBK's first release. Previously, we've seen the Sprocket, which I got to mess with. Jerry McGinnis design, as well as the VLD by Peter Carey. I don't think I got to check that one out. I did get to check out the EWC, and that was amazing. That was like the double detent thing. I freaking love that, dude. That was when I talked to them, and I was like, I love this freaking knife. It's so dope. But you know what? Let's see what else we got going on here. Summit Knife Co. follows up with the Dome. El Capitan. El Capitan. All right, so let's check that out. It's just a fixed blade. Summit Knife Co. follows up Half Dome with El Captain. El Captain with the Captain. El Capitan. I just want to check out specs here so we can move on. The El Capitan is starting from a more conventional place design-wise, as its swaggering name would indicate. This is a knife intended for big cutting chores. El Capitan's blade is 3.94 inches long. It takes a broad profile that we saw in the smaller half dome and repurposes it into a drop point shape, ready to pierce and slice. For steel users, can choose between M390 or D2. Of course, everyone would rather have M390, but can they afford it? I certainly can't. G10 scales or micarta are the scale options here. Pretty cool, dude. Let's check out some other stuff right now, though. You guys all like Gramworthy, right? I don't even know if I say you guys all love Gramworthy. I think it's love, but I said like this time. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter, because right now we're gonna watch some videos of some. I've got a lot of funny stuff here. All right, I've got a lot. I think the majority of the show is gonna be these clips, because I think that a lot of people really enjoy them, man. When I do reposts of them on Instagram, people hit me up on Facebook, and I've got a lot of these today. The first one is this is so stupid. I found this page called Influencers in the Wild, right? And yeah, this one says Cirque du Soleil. Okay, so let's check it out here. What the fuck?
What's the guy?
The reason why I called it that is the guy was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "What in the Cirque du Soleil is this?" Dude. Oh man, people be crazy. Like, you know, I'm aiming to be doing this, creating content and stuff, you know, to make some side scratch so I can keep this channel going, right? Like indefinitely. And you know, these people have probably made it already, but I don't think I would go that far, man, where I'm like bending my girl's legs and asking a guy to take a picture. I just don't think I would do that. People are faking like helping out board windows and stuff, like influencers, and this is one right here that I'm gonna show you. It's so fucking fucked up. Here we go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
What the fuck, dude?
Boyfriends of Instagram.
What the fuck? This girl's like boyfriends of Instagram. Dude, it's like a girl takes a picture holding a drill, and then her boyfriend takes a picture. She's pretending to help out. Like, yeah, bitch. Yes, queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? That's just terrible, man. You know? And I can see why people like don't like people that do social media too much, man. You're giving us a bad name, you fucks. This is another one. This is these girls in front of a Starbucks. Again, taking a picture. And she's like taking a picture pretending like, oh, I'm protesting right now. And it's like there's soldiers there and the windows are boarded up. Like, what the fuck is going on, though? You know? Are we in a simulation, guys, you think? Because it certainly seems like it. Like, how do you pose with like soldiers behind you and then you make it an Instagram like selfie, like I'm doing my part or some shit, or you're like modeling it? Like, what are you talking about? This is another one. This one really was really stupid. Let me see if I could find it here right now. Where is it? Well, I can't find it, so let's not do that. All right. Moving on. We've got Strong Baby with Water. This is a clip that I saw, and Kelly and I watched it, and, you know, it kind of just made our morning, man. Dude.
Look at him, Look at him, Look at him, Look at him, I ain't got you. Tell us, strong.
What the? Dude. Look at her. And she's just like walking with the water. Dude, that baby is jacked. That's crazy. I don't even think my 11-year-old nephew could do that. That's 2 gallons, bro. She's just carrying it like it's nothing. Let's do... Oh, this is my boy, Mondragon Cartel. The notes say Mondragon Cartel Chicken. And I'm going to explain it more later of why. First of all, I'm showing it because the video is like very well done. Okay, so the reason why I posted that is, all right, that may have been too much for some people. I don't think so. The EDC community, you know, we know where the chicken comes from, right? You know, you buy it in the package, but first they do that to it. Maybe not that way in America. I think he was in Mexico in that video. But the hashtags on Instagram that he posted underneath that video, it says vegan videos, vegan recipes. It says vegans unite. Vegans united for the animals. And then you see my comment right underneath it. It says, bruh, the hashtags. Oh man, he was trying to, I guess somebody pissed him off and he just like released that shit. So a weird thing when I, went to work this week on Monday, I saw, and I tweeted at the MTA about this, there were like these social distancing kind of footprints to show you how far apart you should be. And then I noticed one of them had pigeon feet on it. Same font, same lettering. It says, please keep a safe social distance from others. But instead of like feet, it's like a pigeon's or bird's talons. And then I tweeted at the MTA. They didn't answer me, of course, even though this tweet got some retweets. I saw both of these signs in the same subway this morning. Have NYC pigeons become so large that they now take the train to take a break from flying? Hashtag MTA, at MTA. Like, what the fuck? Dude, it's crazy because that's in my subway station. I didn't see it anywhere else. It's fucking hilarious. So we're going to check out stuff from the page What is New York? And so the city is returning to normal. New York City is returning to normal. Some neighborhoods are already back on the grind. What the fuck? The construction workers are cheering them on. That does not surprise me though. That's typical NYC shit right there. Look, the dude with the pizza is just walking by. That does not surprise me one bit to see that. New York City is definitely returning to normal. Your guy's driving and some dude just has his ass hanging out the window. Not sure if he's taking a shit. My notes say poop by on it. But his video is actually much longer, but I can't seem to find it on I don't know, it didn't record the whole thing for me for some reason. I've got mannequin murder plot right here. These guys are just crossing the street with a mannequin with like cut plans on it. Like, what the fuck? Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me in the NYC. I'll see that like on my way to work and I'll be like, oh, it's cool. So this is some screenshots from the Citizen app. It says It's funny because there's a Rite Aid like near me. It says report of man swinging sword in front of Rite Aid. It says report of man with hockey stick attempting to attack security. That's on Lexington Avenue and 32nd Street. And then this sneakers on fire in Longwood. The sneakers are reportedly on fire on the Uptown Bound platform. This one. Man assaulted with fruit during robbery at Broadway and West 231st Street. Yeah, this is you can't get more New York than this. The alert says 2 women scrapping. A further report states a man attempting to intervene is being attacked by both parties. Oh shit. This is police responding to a report of 2 women engaged in a fist fight. 2 women scrapping. Oh shit. Man punching air at East 82nd Street and 3rd Avenue. That happens. That you can probably report that on every street corner in New York City right now. Resident throwing milk out window. Clinton Street, Lower East Side. 10.1k people on Citizen notified. Oh shit. It's this gang of raccoons inside JCPenney. It gives you the option to warn friends. And it says 379 whoa reactions on it. What the? Oh shit. This one upsets me. It says sandwich thrown at man's face. Casino Boulevard. Give me the sandwich. Throw it in my face. I'll eat it. So we're going to take a look at Subway Creatures on here. And the caption says, self-tipping stripper. Okay. Ew, yo. Dude. For those of you just listening right now, it's this black stripper. She's tipping herself. She's putting the money in her own underwear in front of some guy. The guy's just like, he just has a mask on. Dude. Oh shit. The next one says, oh, this is a good one. This is a nice story, you know. Enough of these laughing at things shenanigans, you know what I'm saying? We got some cool stories here. All right, I got it, guys. I got it. Okay, here we go. Subway cello and violinist. It's just like a dude in a hoodie playing the cello, and then it goes to the other side of the platform, and there's a dude playing the violin. They're like pretty good. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. And you know, that's why New York City is kind of a cool place, because you have stuff like that happening all the time. This is another one that I expect basically, if I saw this, and I've yet to see talent like this on a bus or a train. You know, usually I get the really weird, like, trying to do stripper breakdancing on the pole kind of kids trying to make money that way. And I made fun of them in another podcast, which is I'm like, learn how to actually breakdance. But this, man, I would give all the cash in my wallet to these two. And we're going to check it out right now. I'm sure you guys, it's just going to make your day, man, you know? Kid is good. Wow. What's funny is like the white girl with her boyfriend is like, give him money. Wow. And then the boyfriend's taking the money out. That's what's funny in the background. And then there's a guy just scrolling through Instagram. Wow, that was awesome. And we're gonna look at some TikToks right now and some Instagram videos. This one is from the page Jits Dicks. That's jiu-jitsu. You know, jits is what jiu-jitsu people call jiu-jitsu, like for short. And it says kid boxing avoiding girl checking phone. And it's like a little meme that I thought was pretty funny. And it says, "Her, if I can land one punch on you, let me look at your phone." And this kid is just dodging mad hard. Like, whoa. Yo, dude. That's like a lot of dudes. I don't care if Kelly looks through my phone, man. I got nothing to hide. Got nothing to hide, man. This is from a silly kid on TikTok, That Kid Bean, and this is just some videos of him laughing at some memes. And you know, it's kind of something that I want to do too, is show you guys the dumb shit that I laugh at, so you don't have to go look for them. So this is a few of them right here.
Some code rappers be like, "Hey, my name is Woody." I'm telling my kids was Billy Eyelash. Me before I go to the dentist. When Netflix used to ask if you still watching the series from you're busy knowing. You're part of the group, not part of the conversation. I'm like, when I try to find a long side of science, your blood rushes when you get anxious. You don't have to wait or order me to take my order. Every white cup looks like when you die from anxiety or something that turned off.
Oh shit. Oh, that's pretty funny. Oh yeah, I saw this. So this is kind of pertaining to our hobby. It's like, I don't know if this is edited or not with music in it, but I thought it was cool. And it's like these old timers like forging, and they're so good at it. It sounds like the Lone Ranger theme. Like, I don't know, that really tripped me out, but I thought it was cool. A page that I've been checking out on TikTok a lot. They're pretty big on TikTok. They're about 1.7 on YouTube, and they're okay on Twitter, but they're so funny. It's like these young black dudes, and they're like anime people, and you know, I love anime, and this is one they're talking about the Power Rangers, and I'm sure, you know, people my age that listen to this channel have watched that Power Rangers movie. So this was so funny to me. I was laughing so hard, and we're gonna check it out together right now.
I fuck with Ivan Ooze too. That was that nigga.
People try to shit. They try to shit on the movie completely. I was like, Ivan Ooze was he was pretty dope.
That nigga had the lean. He was getting the lean to everybody. He was getting everybody lit. Nigga was getting the lean. He had construction work. They had lean and shit like that, boy. He was on the block slanging that shit to everybody, bro. And the Rangers, they was like the police. They tried to stop the nigga, bro. He's like, bro, I just want everybody to be happy, get this motherfucking lean.
Man, I'm gone. I'm so
That's
dead.
all he was trying to do, bro.
Now you gotta watch that movie with Dirty Sprite 2 on in the background.
At that scene where all the parents about to like walk off the cliff, and the kid was like, "Mom, stop, please." Put the cup down.
Put the cup down.
God damn. Nigga said,
Oh snap. That should crack me up, man. I actually have had interactions with these guys. Negro Jump ENT. The reason why they call it that is Shonen Jump is the biggest manga publication in Japan. I guess that's what they called it that. And yeah, you know, they comment on my knife videos on Twitter and stuff. And I was like, yo, would you guys ever want to do a podcast? I think it'd be hilarious if we got together. But I don't know, I might be kind of too old, you know? We'll see. I mean, I'm not counting on it, but we're about the similar in size when it comes to YouTube channels. So, you know, you never know. It'd be hilarious to have those guys on here or me going to them. It's time for everyone's favorite segment. I'ma head out. Okay, so we got a couple of Subway stories here. I haven't been doing Subway stories all that much because I already told you I'm just minding my own business on the train. But there were a couple that were, interesting. So I get on the train this past Monday and everything's all fine and stuff. There actually wasn't really anyone panhandling. And then I see this dude. I'm usually standing at the in front of the door that doesn't open for most of the stops. I just lean on it. I do the lean, right? I do that lean, and I just lean on the door. That way I don't have to sit next to anybody. No one stands next to me. And this guy just walks quickly. Sits down to my left at the edge of the car. He's kind of pacing like this. And, he got a mask on. He's practicing safe distancing. And then after the next stop, and a train, pulls away from the stop, he gets in the middle of the train car. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he just starts pissing, dude. Towards the third rail, bro. Towards it. Because the third rail is where the electricity comes from. And I'm thinking like, damn, this dude could die right now. And I was like, and the train's going to stop too, But definitely I thought about the first thing first. I'm not that much of a terrible excuse for a human being. But he survived and he came back in. He was polite to everyone. He was like, he felt relieved. I think he really had to piss. And I've got a funny story about that. I don't know if I told it on the podcast before. When I was still DJing, this is one on a day that I was off. I went to a beer garden in Astoria, which is a place in Queens in New York City, and I drank 2 pitchers of beer, quick, bro, like less than an hour, 45 minutes maybe. And I peed like 3 times before I left, and I lived far from the place, so I was taking the train. And I had to pee so bad, yo. I was just like the dude that peed next to me this past Monday. And I was drunk too. So I got in the middle of the cars and, I peed away from the third rail, which is like where that dude was facing. Not me though. I know my shit. And I was kind of ashamed. So I ducked down and I was in a squatting position, like an Asian squat, and I was like holding my wiener and I was just like peeing like towards the people on the platform, not hitting them. It's a good thing it was an express train because it like doesn't go to every stop. And I peed for like, dude, the train probably, didn't stop for at least 5 stops, and I was still peeing, bro. I had to cut it short, man, and get back inside because I was like embarrassed, man. That's so crazy. That's what that reminded me of, peeing on the train, bro. You definitely, if you've lived in New York City long enough, you've definitely done that shit. So I had a weird story, okay, and it kind of just maybe mirrors what's going on right now for sure. So there was this guy. He was definitely weird. I get on the train at Brooklyn Bridge, and this dude was just holding the door. And this lady was like, hey, why are you holding the door? And then, he stopped, he let it go. And this dude was being weird. He was like hanging on, like while the train was moving, he was like headbanging. And it was like weird, this dude, may have been on the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? He acted a little bit odd. Like, I don't think he was on drugs. I think, it was just a little bit odd. But then the next stop, 14th Street, he's holding the doors for a long time. And like, everyone's trying to get home. It's the end of the day. People trying to get home. This lady, this black lady with like gray sweats on, sunglasses. She had an afro. And, she looked like she just went to work out or something like that. And she's the only one that got up to talk to this guy, like, hey, stop holding the train doors, and the guy wouldn't stop, yo. He wouldn't stop, man. And the dude, he got racial with it, yo. That's when people started to get involved. He was like, it's because of you. It's because of you. You know, like kind of talking, you know, a little bit weird that I don't want to imitate right now because I don't want to get canceled. It's because of you. And she was like getting upset, of course. She has every right, you know. She's like, all of this is because of you. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and you know, this, everyone started getting into it. You know what I mean? Like the white girl next to me was like, hey, don't you talk to her like that, right? You know what I'm saying? And then me, you know, I'm just like the Asian in the corner, you know, doing what my parents taught me, which was mind my own business and shit. And like, you know, but I was waiting to jump in there if things got like physical, you know, because that's where I draw the line. You know, I don't want a dude like hitting a girl. That's, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was taught that too, you know, but I'm just like waiting there and people are like, this other bigger lady was like, you want me to deal with him? And then eventually the dude got inside and, got outside and let the doors close. And right before, you know, the train was moving slowly, she was like, because of you. And I was like, damn, bro, I guess that energy is still going around, you know? And I was like, that's fucked up, because I didn't want to just get loud with this dude that may be, you know, a little bit intellectually challenged, because he definitely sounded like that. You know, he wasn't inebriated. He wasn't like fucked up on drugs or drunk or anything. He just, you know, looked like he lost his guardian and he got loose or something like that. Right. And yeah, so the crazy thing is, as soon as the doors closed, there's this guy. He's asking for money. He looked like a nice guy. He said, I just got out of jail today, which could totally be a story. He wasn't aggressive. He had like a bag with like food that you could tell people gave it to him. He was like, yo, I'm trying to find a job. I'm really, you know, trying my best. You know, it's hard when you've gone to jail, right? And then I'm about to give him money, and shit took a turn, dude. Things got even weirder, okay? I have to look at my notes for this, because as I was about to give money to the guy, the lady that was arguing with Spectrum guy, she came, you know, she started like, she is reading the newspaper, and she goes, yeah, that's it. She gets up and starts kind of like dancing, like, woo, yeah, you know what I mean? And then she passes me, she goes like, eh, to me, like points to me and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, is she a Spectrum lady, right? And like, you know, she just dances throughout the whole thing, just woo, yeah, just, you know, she just keeps going like that and shit. And, you know, people in New York City kind of just minding their own business, like, fuck, when is this gonna stop? You know, that's what everyone looked like. And that went on till almost my stop, and finally, you know, 3 stops before me, the lady, I'm standing in front of the door where it opens, right? The door that I was leaning on, doing a lean on, was the door that people would get out of at this stop. And then, you know, I was getting out of the way, and she just goes, woo! Excuse me, fine sir, and just gets off the train and transfers to the next train. And then we all went about our business, man, you know? That's a New York City lesson for you. That is basically New York City in a nutshell right now. And I did not make that story up. That happened just yesterday. It's still fresh in my mind. I still know what the lady looks like. Spectrum man, you know, whoever you are, you know, I hope you're doing well, bro. And yeah, that's it for Subway Stories this week. I'm going to give you some viewing recommendations. I am watching an anime called Doro Hedoro right now, okay? Let me give a great description of it, okay? The main character is a guy who has a lizard head, but he's actually a human being. He's a human being. So in this world, sorcerers come from another like dimension, and then they go to the hole is what it's called, but I think that's Earth. It's like a very slummy place. Everyone's kind of like poor and stuff. It's a very like, you know, it's slummy. They experiment on the human beings there, the sorcerers. And the lizard guy, his name is Cayman, first of all. Dude. He thinks that they've, you know, a sorcerer experimented on him, and he's trying to find that sorcerer. And then the odd thing is, Cayman will like, you know, put his mouth on people, and then there's another person inside him, dude, like a ghost of a person that looks at the person, you know, because he does it to sorcerers, because he's trying to find out who did that to him. And, you know, this anime is very violent. I mean, I'm talking like people get sliced apart. Cayman bites people's heads off. His partner, Nikaido, like, is a really good fighter, and she'll, like, kick people's eyeballs out of their sockets and shit. But it's whimsical as fuck, okay? It's not serious at all the way it feels. It is so funny, like weird dark humor funny. And if that sounds great to you, man, this is on Netflix right now. It's definitely a good one to watch. The production value is very high. Very high. This is, you know, it's one of the big ones out right now. I've been waiting for it for a year to release because it released in Japan last year. And it's a good one, man. It's called Doro Hedoro. I'll put that on here so you guys know. The last viewing thing I got for you guys is Baki Season 3. Okay, Baki is an anime that had in the manga, which is a Japanese comic book for you guys that don't know, has had many guests, including Muhammad Ali, Donald Trump, President Bush. A bunch of people have been on it, but it's actually an anime about kind of like a Wild West kind of MMA, kind of like what the UFC was back then, you know, where they matched up styles in these pit fights and cage fights. And season 3 came out recently, and I binged it in a day. I talked about an anime called Kengan Ashura a couple episodes back, and if you like that, this is one for you, man. Baki is the main character. He's the son of this dude who's like the strongest creature on earth named Yujiro, and they just fight like, and it's insane, bro, the stuff that happens. Like, it's so graphic, so outrageous, you know, but season 3 just, you know, I don't want to spoil it because it is really good. It's just a great show. If you guys like that, you want to see some UFC style, like UFC 1 type, you know, where it's like kung fu versus like, you know, fucking kickboxing or some shit. You know, check it out. Baki, Baki, on Netflix. That is going to conclude the episode for this week. I'm trying to work on getting a podcast done this weekend. You know, I'm thinking maybe this weekend, next weekend, gonna have my first knife designer on the pod. Been kind of chatting it up. I might do a 3-way Zoom call with, you know, our homie Daily Carry Solutions and Dylan Mallory. What do you guys think about that? Would you guys want him on? If you guys want Dylan Mallory on, everyone should just message him and be like, Ray sent us, you should be on the podcast, we love you. Just go like that, man, because we do love Dylan Mallory. Everyone in the knife community has not a bad thing to say about the guy, and I think it'd be an interesting guest to have on. Thank you once again, guys, for listening to the podcast, man. I love doing this, never gonna stop. I hope my tablet doesn't explode. If it does and I'm waiting for a new computer, I will do this on a different kind of audio. But you know what? Thank you for coming in, man. Much love to everybody. Stay safe. This is your boy in NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP saying peace. Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.